And welcome back, folks, to Success Over Stress. Thank you for joining. My name is Eric. I am your guide to easy language programming and algorithmic trading. So today is just going to be kind of a Q&A. One of the questions that was on the forums in regards to working TradeStation, EasyLanguage, and specifically the scanner. So I want to show you a few things here, and we'll get this one done pretty quickly as well. Make sure that you're taking use of shortcuts, right? So I have a shortcut on my keyboard. I hit Control, Shift, the letter T, and that brings up my chart, okay? Now another thing that you can do is you can hit backspace, or you can just type into the prompt. If you just type into the prompt, you can type ADS, and it'll bring up that ticker. Okay, but what I want to do is I want to type in a command. I want to hit backspace, and then I'm going to put in a command. So I can type in .iat, and that will insert an analysis technique. Okay, so if the guy was actually looking for how to incorporate one of his programs into a scanner of scanning the symbols. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit backspace. I'm going to type N for new SCN, new scanner. Okay, now you can also just hit backspace, and then you can type in L for launch, and then you can go to new scanner here, and then click that, NSCN. See that? Okay, so it opens up the scanner, and here I already have a scanner set up, so I'm just going to double click on this scanner here. You can also hit create your scan if you want to, but when you create your scan, it's pretty much going to come up with this same window. It'll just first take you to an area where you can name your scanner, and then it'll go to Symbol Universe. Okay, so for Symbol Universe, the way that TradeStation works is that it will apply your filters to all of these symbols that you allow in your scan. Okay, so the scanner starts from a larger data set, and then it can filter, and then it can filter, and then it can filter. Okay, the less filtering that you have to do, the better, because that means that you don't have to run as much code, you don't have to do as much processing. Okay, so for instance, if we want to just filter the semiconductors, I tell you what, let's change it. We're going to go to router symbol list, go to industry groups. We do want to stay in technology, so we'll click that. And instead, instead of semiconductors, let's do communications equipment. I don't know what's there. Okay, so now the symbols to include will be your communications equipment. Now you can also exclude symbols if you want to. If you want to go to same thing, go to symbol list, industry, and then I don't think there was anything below communications. So if there was something else under communications, or if there was an overlap between two different sectors or two different symbol groups, then you could exclude certain symbols. Okay, but we don't need to do that. Or you can come down here and manually enter symbols. So we might want to exclude Microsoft if it was to happen to show up in that group. So we'll click OK. So we'll make sure that under communications equipment that Microsoft doesn't show up for our total symbol list. Now we're going to click run, and then when you click run, it says what? At least one or more of the included universe items must be enabled. Click OK, and then you see this is not enabled. We click enable. Now we click run. Okay, so now it's running our scanner. Okay, the only thing that you didn't see, because I didn't actually create a new scan, you didn't see what I'm filtering out of that symbol list. So let's stop the scan. Let's double click back in here. And so now we have the name here, we have the symbol universe here, the scan criteria, and you can also schedule your scans to run automatically by clicking that. Intraday or daily, weekly, monthly, whatever the case. Results can go to certain locations. You can name the results list, and obviously here you can do automatically create a comma delimited text file. So there's quite a bit that you can do with just your scanner. But so what you want to do now is, let's go back to the scan criteria. So the question really was, how do we apply our indicator to a scanner universe? Okay, so this is how you do it. So if you go to, say, here, you can click this, and this one is already applied. Momentum daily is already applied. But if we're going to reapply it, I'll tell you what, let's just cancel it here. To apply a new indicator, a custom indicator that you made, just go to select criteria, click the drop down, and then if you create it as an indicator, you click indicator. If you created it as a show me, then of course you click show me. But we're going to click indicator, and the name of this one is, well, it was Momentum Daily. So Momentum Daily, we're going to click OK. And the way that I program Momentum Daily, it would say the plot would plot a 1 if it did satisfy the criteria, and it would plot a 0 if it did not. So in order for this scanner to effectively grab Momentum Daily, we want the operator to be equals to 1. 1, enter. Okay, now we hit run and we let the magic happen. So 123 down to 73. So now we're applying our EasyLanguage. We're applying our actual code. And this is going to be great because now we're going to, whoa, we didn't get any symbols. You say, well, Eric, why didn't we get any symbols? Couple pieces here. Now, this is the interesting thing about scanner and radar screen and those kind of things. These are the things that you really don't know unless you know. And I'm here to tell you. Okay, so you double click on your technique there. You double click on your scanner, and then you go down to this plus. I was working with this platform for years before I realized that plus there means something. Okay, so you can change the interval to which you are applying your indicator or applying your scan. You can change the interval. You can change it to minutes or whatever, more intervals. Okay, so we leave it on daily because we're actually looking at the momentum of the daily chart. The max bars back setting you have is 9. That's the problem. Okay, so just like radar screen, you can load additional data if need be, and you can set the max bars back setting. Now you see how long it took. I'm gonna hit run again. You see how long it takes: 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7, 9, 1,000, 10, 1,000, 11, 1,000, 12, 1,000, 13. Took 15 seconds. Okay, so now we're going to double click it. We're going to hit the plus. We're going to come down here. This indicator, it happens to need more than 9 bars. It needs at least 50 because we're looking at the 50 period average of the volume. Okay, so we need at least 50 bars. So our max bars back setting at least needs to be 50. We're going to click user defined, and then we're going to type 51, and then we're going to hit OK. We're going to hit enter, and then we'll hit run. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Wow. Took way less time, and we actually got results. So if you don't have the right settings for your components of your platform, of your systems, it makes things take longer and you don't get the results you're looking for. Okay, so again, that is a huge nugget there. Click on the plus. Make sure that either you have an auto detect for your max bars back or a user define. A lot of the folks, they like the user define, actually knowing what your indicator is doing, is capable of, and what it needs in order to run properly, and setting that intently. Okay, user defined. Okay, now of course you could click auto detect, and then you could hit run there. 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6. You see it took twice as long. And one of the ways that max bars back runs in the way that it needs to run is it kind of has to run a round first in order to make sure that it knows how many bars back it needs. So it kind of runs twice, and then there's your double time. So set the user defined settings and it cuts your time in half. There are your results of your screen, and then if you had or your scan, and then if you had went to the results and you save the new list, new scan on 12/8/25, we're going to click run. All right, we still have it at auto detect, so it takes a little bit longer. And then when you click here, you see that the new results at 9:41 right here. Okay, and then of course you can go and you can see A, what the results are here, B, if any new symbols were added or dropped between the newest scan and the scan prior to it. No new symbols were added, no old symbols were dropped. I mean, it was a minute in between and the market is closed. So there are your settings. This lets you know what you were actually looking at when you did the scan, because otherwise you might get lost in the sauce. All right, and then log. Okay, and here is your log, some useful information there. But again, folks, I hope you get something out of this video. I know I did. As always, you want to be sure that you code confident so you can trade calm. And I've been your host. I'm Eric. I'm out. Peace.